Holland America is refreshingly free of amusement parks. Our perfectly sized ships are designed for effortless relaxation, with activities day and night. Award-winning service and destination dining made with fresh local ingredients. Travel by sea to the Caribbean with free crew appreciation, a 50% reduced deposit and more. Book today.
This is why you need to resource fire departments. This is how quick this moves.
Right now on Up with Krem, we are tracking the upriver fire burning on Beacon Hill. This morning, the latest on containment and evacuation still in place at this hour.
And I'm tracking how the winds are shifting today and how that could impact firefighting capabilities.
Plus, we are learning more about the Goodwill employee whose hands were severed at work, how he is recovering this morning. Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us today. A lot to get to. Right now, firefighters are still battling multiple fires as we wake up today.
This morning, we have team coverage for you. Brandon T. Jones is live for us from the upriver fire on Beacon Hill.
Yeah, but first, Jenny, let's start with the weather forecast. It was so windy and hot yesterday, and that is not a good recipe for wildfire conditions. Tell us more about the conditions today. Are they going to improve at all?
Well, a little bit here. So what was happening yesterday was a dry cold front was moving across the inland northwest. That's why we called that weather impact alert here days in advance leading up to what we saw come to fruition yesterday. Right now, that dry cold front is moving out of the inland northwest. We are seeing significantly calmer winds for eastern Washington and north Idaho, but it's not going to be the case region-wide for the day today, as it is breezier out in central Washington right now. We also are going to still see some red flag warnings remaining for the Kittitas Valley and the Yakima Valley because of dry conditions and gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So we're not completely out of the woods yet, even though eastern Washington and north Idaho are going to be seeing significantly calmer wind conditions. Temperatures are also a bit cooler today. Right now we're at 53 degrees and our relative humidity is at 50%. So that's good as we're seeing some of that moisture in the air, although we are going to be dry moving forward through our extended forecast. We've also been closely monitoring some air quality where out towards Spokane Valley and where that Beacon Hill area is. We have been seeing some moderate air quality conditions. We'll continue to track this as the morning goes on. Tim.
Jenny, thank you. And this morning, evacuation orders are still in place for the upriver fire. And that's where KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live. Brandon, tell us more about what you're seeing and what's the very latest. You've learned some good news this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, at this particular point, we don't know how many homes have been burned because of this fire, but we do know that some homes have been hit by the fire. Right now, you can still see evacuation orders are still in place on Upriver Drive. Every single one of these side roads that lead into the homes, into the neighborhoods, those are still blocked off. There's some type of law enforcement presence along each of these entrances for these neighborhoods. Of course, that's again because of the evacuation orders in place. DNR told us that more than 2,300 structures were evacuated. Again, at this point, though, we don't know how many homes were lost because of the fire. Ground crews, they did continue their work overnight, while air crews did have to pause because of the darker conditions. And then also throughout the morning, we've just been seeing DNR officials up and down Upriver Drive. They've been getting briefed on what this fire was, and in terms of that recent update that we've gotten, Tim, they told us that there has been no active growth overnight. So again, that is good news right there. And then no additional structure loss. So good information right there. And then in about half an hour, we'll be over at the command center that's at Mount Spokane High School, hoping to learn some more information. But they also did tell us that the Commissioner of Public Lands expected to be at the command center as well, hoping to get some updates from him. For now, though, reporting live here on Upriver Drive, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Crews from all over the area responded to the fire. We know multiple helicopters and air tankers were in the area helping fight the fire. Governor Bob Ferguson is asking for more resources to help. Last night, he requested a fire management assistance declaration from FEMA. He says the state needs the extra federal funding to cover the cost of fighting this fire. He expects the request to be approved soon. This morning, power is back on in northwest Spokane near the Indian Trail area. Avista says they shut off power yesterday afternoon because of extreme weather conditions. The company says the outage impacted around 1,800 customers. If you are impacted by any of the fires and had to evacuate, Spokaneable says they can help take care of your pets for free. They still have some spots available. This is video of helicopter crews dumping water onto the upriver fire. We will continue tracking this fire for you 24/7. We will send you important information like evacuation orders or fires burning near you. Scan the QR code on your screen and download the KREM 2 app. To your other top stories this morning, we are learning more about a worker at Goodwill's outlet store in Airway Heights whose hand was severely severed and in a piece of equipment on Monday afternoon.
All units incoming to Tech Rescue, AMR 106. We do have a male with one arm stuck in machinery, one arm completely ripped off.
We spoke with the victim's mom, who says her 21-year-old son, who was the one who was hurt. She doesn't know the exact details, but says both of her son's hands were severed in a piece of equipment. She says doctors at Harborview were able to reattach his right hand, but he did lose his left hand.
Honestly terrifying. It's heart-wrenching. Nobody ever wants to see their child the way that I saw mine yesterday. It was probably one of the hardest moments of my life, to be honest.
We did reach out to Goodwill about the incident. They did confirm the incident did happen in a non-public processing area. They sent us this statement saying their thoughts remain with our valued team member during this time. We are currently conducting a thorough review to determine the contributing factors.
And taking a look at the forecast today, we do still have some red flag warnings in place towards central Washington for the Kittitas Valley, where this area in particular will be dry with relatively low humidity and gusty winds. Across the board, though, we are seeing calmer winds for eastern Washington and North Idaho. It will be a little bit breezy at times, but definitely some big improvements as firefighting efforts are underway for the fire that broke out on Beacon Hill, other ones across eastern Washington, and including the Gold Run fire there out in Kellogg. So the watch spot for the day today is still going to be the Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg, as well as Yakima. Temperatures this afternoon are cooler than where we were at yesterday. We're in the low 80s for Spokane, upper 70s through North Idaho, yet these temperatures are still above normal. And now, as we get you out the door, here's a look at your traffic impact this morning. Right now, I want to start by showing you a live look at I-90 and US 2, where through this stretch of the morning commute, things are moving smoothly. So that's the good news there. Mostly dry road conditions. Let's continue to take a look across the region here at what we're seeing out on our traffic conditions. We are in the green on the map here across the board. So that is the good news as we are seeing average drive times if you are headed out there. So some good news and improvements. And then, yeah, we'll continue to track this as we move forward.
Hey guys, surprise. We told you it's National Mascot Day, and here are some of our favorite mascots.
Yes, good morning, Doris.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Ribby. Hello, good morning.
Oh my gosh, so fun. It's National Mascot Day, and we've been asking you who your favorite mascot is. You've been sending in some great ones. No one has said a Spokane Indians mascot yet, though, so text in your favorite.
Perfect.
We have Butch T. Cougar. We know there's the Sasquatch from the Hauser Lake Icebreaker mascot, so send it in. And Sparky from ASU.
Yes.
All right, keep texting us your favorite mascots, 509-448-2000. And hey, we have a lot more planned ahead with these guys after the break. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI Files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Well, here's a reason to smile this morning. Hey, can you see us? We have some friends here. Hey, everyone. It is National Mascot Day, so we thought it would be fitting to talk about our favorite mascots and bring them in here on the show. Look at this. The whole gang's here.
They really are. And so this is the segment where we do the story. We like to chat about it. So we love to get you guys involved. So let's take a look at this because the World Cup, that's going on. And there was actually a video of a duck wearing a Team Mexico jersey. It went viral on social media. His name is Merlin. His family says that the attention he has received was a surprise, but they're very pleased that people have embraced him as an unofficial mascot of the World Cup. So what do you guys think? How do you guys rate his mascot abilities? Good?
Good.
We're seeing, there, Ribby is real. Yes, that's right, Ribby. Yeah.
Man, I wish they could read this next story. No, but they can't, right?
Know,
okay,
right?
Starbucks, their Barista Cups, they're back. And they're also soccer themed for the World Cup. You can see it has a scarf there. This cup is very similar to the one the coffee chain released last fall. You remember it sold out, also went viral. The biggest difference here is that it has a soccer ball hat and then also has that scarf. Bad news though, the U.S. Cup is only available online in to certain reward members. Even worse, it's already being listed for resale for up to $150 for a plastic cup. Really?
That's kind of, okay, yeah.
We need a Ribby cup. How about that?
Right?
Okay, and Ribby, Otto, and Doris, we have some exciting news. Do you guys want to share this with everyone?
Or do you want to whisper in my ear maybe? And
Tell
let me
Jenny.
know?
Oh, yeah, it is. It's back open?
Okay.
Oh,
okay, so
can't wait.
This is huge. So here it is. The main concession stand at Avista Stadium, it's officially reopened. It was closed because of that fire that happened 9 months ago. But this is terrific news. There's still some cosmetic repairs that need to be done to the outside of the concession stand, but it's now fully functioning inside and offers the full menu of ballpark favorites, so fans can't wait to get a hot dog. That's always my go-to thing at a Spokane Indians game.
Spokane Indians games are the best.
Yes.
So fun. So much going on for the Spokane Indians. Maybe if you're looking for something to do with Dad, take him to a Spokane Indians game this week. Check out that new concession stand.
Yeah.
Man.
How are you guys feeling this morning?
Feeling good. Oh, wait.
Concession stand is
Do you guys
open.
drink coffee?
Good? Yeah.
Do you sell coffee at the Indians game? Of course you do. I've had some there before.
Perfect.
All right, well, happy National Mascot Day, everyone. Send in your favorite mascot to us. Maybe you have a picture with one of these Spokane Indians mascot. Yeah,
The votes are coming in, right? They're campaigning right now.
Ribby is getting cut off on top of the screen. He's got to lean in and cover us. All right, more Up with Krem right after this. Ribby, give us a shake.
There we go.
Oh,
there
it is.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI Files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Welcome back to Up with Krem. Now it's time to get an extended look at your weather forecast. And of course, we are focused on the current weather conditions and how they are going to impact firefighting efforts for the day today. Temperatures are cooler after that dry cold front moved through yesterday, and our winds are not going to be quite as gusty as the conditions that we were seeing yesterday. However, that's not the case across the entire inland Northwest, as we still have some red flag warnings impacting the Kittitas Valley in central Washington. And through our extended forecast, we are going to be dry and warm for the rest of the week. So we'll look at our current wind speeds. We are seeing significant improvements across eastern Washington and North Idaho, with sustained winds out of the southwest here at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. But we are breezier out in central Washington for Wenatchee and the Kittitas Valley. So that's where we still have that red flag warning for the day today. We're not completely out of the woods yet when it comes to elevated fire danger. Relative humidity could get as low as 15% today, plus gusts up to 40 miles per hour. We still need to be extra cautious in central Washington. Moving forward, it is going to be a little bit breezy at times for eastern Washington and North Idaho, but again, not nearly as gusty as what we were seeing yesterday. Gusts will still be picking up, though, this afternoon through Ellensburg and the Yakima Valley. Now, as we move forward and take a look at your air quality, we've been monitoring out towards Spokane Valley and near where that fire is burning on Beacon Hill, because that's where we have been seeing some moderate air quality conditions this morning, although closer to downtown Spokane, we're seeing better air quality. Through this afternoon, it will be a little bit partly cloudy at times, but we are in for a stretch here of mostly dry conditions for the day today, overnight tonight, and through tomorrow. As we take a look at your daytime highs, we are trending cooler than where we were at yesterday, but we're still looking at 80 degrees as the high for Spokane, with some upper 70s through North Idaho and some low to mid 80s out in central Washington. Now, even though these daytime highs are cooler than where we were at yesterday, it's still above normal. Moving forward, our temperatures climb back up into the mid 80s through the end of the work week and into this upcoming weekend. We will see plenty of sunshine, so it's going to be nice out there, but we're in for a prolonged stretch of mostly dry conditions as no measurable precipitation is expected over the next 7 to 10 days. And we even see a bit more of a warming trend here early into next week as we are looking at highs near 90 degrees on Tuesday. The other thing that we're going to be keeping a close eye on is the potential for winds picking up again on Saturday in central Washington specifically. So it's that time of year here, folks. We've already seen new fires start. We need to be extra fire aware to help out our fire crews and ensure that no new sparks do start under these conditions. And a reminder that you can always stream our live local radar and get updates on the forecast whenever you like for free on the KREM 2 app.
Well, if you are looking for a way to beat the heat today, you can visit the Cheney Aquatic Center. They open for the summer season today at 11, and they will have free admission today only. The city of Spokane is warning people about a scam going around. Later in the show, who it is impacting and what to keep an eye out for.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Well, a heads up this morning about a scam going around. The city of Spokane is warning people about a scam targeting Spokane Development Services Center clients. The city says there have been reports of fake emails being sent out to DSC clients pretending to be city staff, asking about planning permit or development applications. The city says they will never request payment by email or wire transfers. They are asking people to verify the sender's email and look carefully through it. They say if you have any questions to contact DSC directly. Taking a look at the World Cup games scheduled for today. Kicking off this morning is Portugal versus DR Congo. That game starts at 10 in Houston. Then at 1 o'clock, England will take on Croatia in Arlington, Texas. Then tonight, Ghana will face Panama. That game is at 4 in Toronto. Then kicking it off at 7 tonight is Uzbekistan. They will face Colombia in Mexico City. While there are no matches in Seattle today, some of the biggest moments are happening outside of the stadium as international visitors explore Seattle. Alex McClune shows us how Pioneer Square is a crossroads for fans from around the world.
In Seattle's oldest neighborhood, the world's game is suddenly here.
Hell yeah, welcome in.
In Occidental Square,
let's get you a nice beverage.
The World Cup serves as more than something to watch.
There's been a lot of people from all over the place. It's kind of rad.
It's pretty cool. It's something they're wearing, waving, and maybe just finding their way into. Every 4 years, the game has a way of reminding us how big it really is.
Didn't really hit me until yesterday. We were actually at the Egypt-Belgium game, and it was just kind of cool. Like, I've been to that stadium before, but seeing it in a World Cup venue was pretty cool.
You can see it when jerseys, colors, and pride show up in the same place.
Everyone's wearing their jerseys from their favorite club team, their nationality. They're here watching the games, even if it's not their own country, just here for a good time.
In a city known for the Mariners, Seahawks, and more, soccer is getting its moment in the middle of everything.
I think having the World Cup here and seeing all the fans, just going on the light rail, you see all the fans bringing the energy. I think people are gonna get more interested.
Maybe as much as the Australians, flying 18 hours to get here.
Yeah, we're going to Victory Hall, 7 a.m. on Friday. And then we've set up, or the supporter group has set up a march.
For the Socceroos, the dream is bigger than a game against the United States.
We can make it to, I think we're looking for the quarters this time. You know, we've never won a knockout game. So if we can get to the round of 32 and if we can get our first knockout win, that'll be brilliant, and we'll be there.
The party continues this weekend when a little-known DJ comes to town.
That's the pull of the World Cup, an event that opens the door to the rest of the world.
It's only going to get crazier, too, as the week goes on, too.
In Seattle, Alex McClune, King 5 News.
Switching over to the ice, tonight is the Professional Women's Hockey League draft. This is a look at the draft order. Our Seattle Torrent are picking second, followed by the 4 expansion teams, Detroit, San Jose, Las Vegas, and Hamilton. With the Torrent having the second pick, it's believed they will either get Olympians Abby Murphy or Layla Edwards. A heads up, anglers, your fishing spots may have less fish this year. Ahead, why droughts could be the reason to blame.
True crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Right now on Up with Krem, evacuation orders remain in place and all hands are on deck as fires impact Spokane. We've got live coverage just ahead.
And I'm tracking how the winds changing today will impact local firefighting efforts and what we still need to be prepared for.
Then later, an alleged plot to attack President Trump at Sunday's UFC event averted. The details on the elaborate plan to take out government officials. Thanks for starting off your Wednesday with us. We are keeping a close eye on several big stories today, including the fires burning in our area this morning. We have team coverage for you. Our Brandon T. Jones is live at the Upriver Fire. But first, we do want to get it over to Jenny Power in the Outdoor Weather Center this morning. So, Jenny, yesterday was hot and windy. Are we expecting more of that today, or will things calm down?
Well, Tim, as we take a look at the forecast here, those really gusty conditions yesterday were brought on by a dry cold front that was literally moving across the inland northwest as those winds picked up. It is since tracking here further east of us. So today we are going to see improvements when it comes to our winds for eastern Washington and North Idaho. It'll still be a little bit breezy at times, but not nearly as gusty. In fact, right now we're waking up to some relatively calm winds here from the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour sustained for eastern Washington and North Idaho. However, we still are seeing some elevated winds in central Washington, so we still actually have red flag warnings for the Kittitas Valley and the Yakima Valley because of relatively low humidity this afternoon and gusts that could reach 40 miles per hour. Our temperatures today are going to be cooler. We're at 53 degrees right now in Spokane. It is a little bit breezy again with winds out of the south-southeast here at about 8 to 9 miles per hour sustained, but our relative humidity is at 50%, so we need some of that moisture here, especially ahead of this afternoon. That will be mostly dry here and partly cloudy. As we take a look at our air quality, we still have been seeing some moderate air quality conditions up toward Spokane Valley and where that upriver fire is burning, something we'll keep a close eye on moving forward.
All right, Jenny, thank you. Now let's get back to our Brandon T. Jones. Brandon, tell us more about what's going on at the Upriver Fire. And you've also learned some new information within the last hour. Tell us what's the very latest.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, the last time we spoke with you, we were still inside of that evacuation zone here for that Beacon Hill fire. Right now, though, we've made our way over to the command center. This is at Mount Spokane High School. So you can see, again, all hands are on deck. You see a couple of these crews out here looking at the maps right now, doing somewhat of a briefing situation right now. So this is kind of what it looks like before they head back out there on the front lines. We know crews were working overnight throughout the hours, working and trying to get this fire contained. As for those updates that we received from DNR, though, what we now know is that there was no overnight growth of this fire, no active growth overnight. So that is good news right there to report. And there was also no additional structure loss from this fire. We do know that some homes were burned. We don't know at this particular point how many were impacted, but again, from DNR, we do know no additional structure loss overnight into the early morning hours. So we'll see crews out here working throughout the day. Once we get any type of new updates, any new information, we'll be sure to keep you posted as well. But we also do know that the Commissioner of Public Lands also expected here at the command center here at Mount Spokane High School. So hoping to get some type of information or any details we'll be able to relay towards you as well. For now, they're reporting live here at Mount Spokane. Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Brandon, thanks for that update. Amid the upriver fire in Beacon Hill, we are also tracking fires that sparked all over eastern Washington and North Idaho. Evacuations are in place between Elizabeth Park and Big Creek. The Gold Run fire is burning just southeast of Kellogg. The Idaho Department of Lands did not clarify what type of evacuations are in place, but confirmed homes and other buildings are threatened. These are some of the photos a viewer sent to us. Fire crews say the fire started around 3 p.m. yesterday and has grown to about 50 acres. At last check, it is 0% contained. Level 3 Go Now evacuations are in place in Columbia County near Dayton. The Two-Cannon fire is around 6,000 acres and growing. It's threatening homes, critical infrastructure, and livestock feeding grounds. State fire crews are helping local firefighters in containing the fire. Meantime, a fire in Grant County along Highway 17 near Ephrata has burned about 1,300 acres. The Grant County Sheriff's Office confirms the flames are contained, but crews are still working to put it out. No evacuation orders have been issued. Fire crews are responding to the Mile 315 fire north of Lewiston. It's estimated at 90 acres and is 0% contained. There are about 10 to 20 structures threatened and no evacuations in place. Level 3 Go Now evacuations are in place for the Carter fire in Omak. Okanagan County Emergency Management says Columbia River Road, Carter Road, and Omak Lake Road are all closed. That fire is 0% contained. Now in America, new details this morning about the alleged plot targeting the UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House on Sunday. The FBI says at least 19 people were involved in discussions on the planned attack. The Justice Department has charged 5 of them, who investigators say intended to attack President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other officials by flying drones over the audience, detonating explosives, and then shooting at the crowd as they tried to escape. President Trump says he was not made aware of the intended attack.
It was an active plot, yes, involving purported, claimed to be planned to use drones, snipers.
The attack that I watched were the fighters.
The plot never made it to the White House event. The mother of one of the suspects tipped off the police last week that he used thousands of dollars in graduation money to buy weapons. The FBI says there are still suspects at large. President Trump is in France for his final day at the G7 summit. He is scheduled to hold a press conference later this morning, 2 days before the scheduled signing of the U.S.-Iran peace agreement. Tina Kraus has more.
President Trump meeting with Egypt's president this morning at the G7 summit as he sells the U.S.-Iran agreement to world leaders as a positive step forward.
It's a very strong deal. Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong. And most people seem to be very happy. Who's really happy is the market, because the market's gone up thousands of points over the last 4 or 5 days since hearing about it. And the Strait is going to be opening. It's already partially open.
The text of the deal to end the war with Iran has not been made public, with an in-person signing scheduled for Friday in Switzerland. That's drawing criticism from Democratic lawmakers.
He needs to stop keeping America in the dark after more than 100 days of bloodshed.
I just have one basic question, which is, if this deal is so good, why can't the public see it?
Even some Republicans are reserving judgment.
I think we'd all like to see the terms of the memorandum and hopefully end up with a real deal.
President Trump is directing his critiques at Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after Israel struck Beirut, targeting Iran-backed Hezbollah fighters just as the agreement was finalized.
Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long, and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody.
Netanyahu is vowing to keep forces in southern Lebanon as long as needed, saying the struggle has not ended. Iran says their presence violates the U.S.-Iran deal to end the war. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And as we take a look at the forecast for the day today, we do still have some red flag warnings for the central part of the state and the Kittitas Valley because of dry conditions this afternoon and another round of some gusty winds. Although winds are going to improve for eastern Washington and North Idaho, we will be a little bit breezy at times through this afternoon, but not nearly as gusty as where we were at yesterday. The exception will be where we do have those red flag warnings for the Kittitas Valley that will see those elevated winds. Temperatures this afternoon also cooler than yesterday. Mid to upper 70s through North Idaho with some low 80s for Spokane. However, these temperatures are still trending above our normal. Moving forward, we're in for a prolonged stretch here of mostly dry weather conditions and temperatures that will continue to climb to the mid to upper 80s through the weekend and into early next week.
Tens of thousands of people are evacuated this morning after a fire in Spokane Valley.
If somebody comes at any time, we are here for them.
How the Red Cross is extending a helping hand. But first, it's time for your traffic impact report. Here is a live look at I-90 and Argonne in Spokane Valley. Traffic moving smoothly in both directions. We're not seeing any major slowdowns or anything impacting the morning commute. We'll keep you updated, though, here on Up with Krem throughout the morning.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI Files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Let's get back to the upriver fire burning in Spokane Valley. Almost 12,000 people are evacuated. Many are turning to the help of the Red Cross. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway brings us a closer look from the evacuation center in Spokane Valley.
The Red Cross is urging people to come and bring their pets to Spokane Valley United Methodist Church, which is the official Red Cross evacuation shelter. As crews continue to fight this fire, the Red Cross continues to support people in evacuation zones.
If somebody comes at any time tonight, we are here for them.
Volunteers and employees for the American Red Cross are providing food, water, and cots for people who are in the evacuation zones. They're also partnered with the Spokane Humane Evacuation Animal Rescue Team, also known as HEART, to provide crates and food for pets as well. They say the shelter is open to anyone who needs assistance and that it's always good to be prepared for evacuations just in case.
We're here to provide immediate shelter for your safety. Like I said, food, some comfort care. And if you have to evacuate, we ask that you go as quickly as you can. It's always good to have things prepared if you can. Some of the things that you might need here are your medications, any important documents, things that will help you be comfortable during this evacuation.
The Red Cross says the shelter will be open as long as there's a need. In Spokane Valley, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
And coming up in your forecast, I am still tracking some red flag warnings impacting the Kittitas Valley and central part of the state. A look at how winds are changing for the day today ahead.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI Files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
Well, we have been seeing some very dry conditions across the inland Northwest, and it was impacting us yesterday when it came to elevated fire danger. And what it's also actually impacting, though, are our lakes and our rivers.
Yeah, Idaho Fish and Game says anglers can expect to lose a lot of fish and a lot of fishing opportunities this summer. With the severe drought and summer heat, it's likely that some fish die off. And IDFG says there's little to no benefit to moving the fish to other waters before a die-off happens.
And now taking a look at some of those drought conditions across the inland Northwest, we are already seeing severe drought through pockets of northeast Washington as well as in North Idaho for all these areas that are shaded in orange, just indicating how dry it is across our region. And in fact, Spokane County specifically has been between abnormally dry and moderate drought conditions. And we're in for a stretch here of prolonged dry conditions as we move forward. So in the forecast for the day today, after we did see those very gusty winds winds and new fires start region-wide. Temperature-wise, we're trending cooler today, and we are anticipating to not be nearly as gusty as where we were sitting yesterday. However, a red flag warning is still in place for parts of the inland Northwest, specifically the Kittitas Valley, that is going to be dealing with gusty winds and relatively low humidity through this afternoon. But right now, as we're waking up, our winds are significantly calmer. They are coming from the south-southwest here at about 8 to 9 miles per hour sustained for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but we have been breezier out in central Washington with 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds currently for Wenatchee. That's why in central Washington today we still have some red flag warnings for these areas shaded in pink because of relatively low humidity, as low as 15% this afternoon, and then topping that with northwest gusts at 40 miles per hour. So we still need to be fire aware here, folks, as even though our winds are calmer for eastern Washington and North Idaho, it still is going to be a little bit breezy at times, and we are sitting dry. So as we move forward, here's some of a look at some of those gusts across eastern Washington and North Idaho. That will be between about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but definitely stronger winds toward central Washington and Ellensburg and south to the Yakima Valley. We've also been monitoring your air quality, where we are seeing moderate air quality conditions due to the upriver fire in Spokane Valley out near Beacon Hill. As we move forward in our future tracker, we'll be partly cloudy through this afternoon and continue to be dry, though, overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Now, as we take a look at your daytime highs, yes, we are a little bit cooler compared to yesterday. We're looking at low 80s, though, for Spokane, some mid to upper 70s across the North Idaho Panhandle, with mid 80s toward the central part of the state. But even though these temperatures are cooler, it's still above average. We also will see that warming trend again starting tomorrow, bumping back up into the mid 80s and holding on to 80-degree temperatures through our extended forecast, even into early next week. Speaking of our extended forecast, no measurable precipitation is expected for us over the next 7 to 10 days. So we are in here for a dry stretch. The other thing that we have an eye out for is the potential for breezy winds returning again on Saturday in central Washington. So keep that in mind if you've got camping plans, you plan to do any outdoor recreation. As we move forward, reminders that you can always view our live local radar 24/7 and get updates on the forecast whenever you want on the KREM 2 app.
Idaho State Police are investigating a car crash that killed a 48-year-old Coeur d'Alene man yesterday afternoon. ISP says the man was traveling south on US 95 when he left the roadway and the car rolled onto its roof. That was near Worley. ISP confirms he was wearing a seatbelt and are still looking into if drugs or alcohol were factors in the crash. Spokane Valley Police are looking for this man, 49-year-old Courtney Trent. He was last seen on June 12th. His family says they checked his home and found it empty, unlocked, and with his vehicle still in the parking lot. Trent is 5'7", has hazel eyes and brown hair, as well as a prosthetic leg. If you've seen him or know where he is, call Crime Check at the number at the bottom of your screen. With Pride Month in June here, we are meeting and talking with community members who are making a positive impact right here in the inland Northwest. KREM 2's Christian Garza sat down with the Empress of Spokane Freedom Rights, who shared what kind of impression they want to leave with those who may look up to them as an inspiration.
And so for me, it's just during Pride Month, I just really want to be the voice for people that don't feel like they have a voice. I'm very loud, outspoken. A lot of people in my past would be like, oh, she's very confrontational verbally. And I'm like, yes, I am, baby, because I had to fight for people to see who I am as an individual. So if I could be that for any young boy or girl, then my job, I feel at peace. I feel correct. Like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
You can watch our hour-long Pride Month special right now on the KREM 2 app or by texting the word PRIDE to 509-448-2000. After the break, we are taking a closer look at the World Cup soccer balls and showing you the tech that is inside them.
Want more true crime?
It's absolutely vital.
The FBI files. Killer cases.
Hands up!
And finally caught. Now streaming evenings and late nights on the Plus app.
So one of the biggest sporting events on right now is the World Cup. And this year, the World Cup ball is filled with technology.
So inside the ball is a high-tech sensor. The creator of the ball, Adidas, calls it connected ball technology. The reason that they made this ball this year is so far in advance was to help collect data and help referees make offsides or handball foul calls faster.
So something really cool is this tech does not really impact the ball weight. As you can imagine, this is not the first World Cup soccer ball and what it looked like.
First thing I noticed, it is heavier.
This particular ball is, made from boot leather, and it's a heavy boot leather.
A fun fact about this year's World Cup's ball is that it also features star, a maple leaf, and an eagle representing the 3 host countries, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
Pretty cool. All right, Jenny, let's get one last look at that weather forecast.
Let's do it, because today, even though we're seeing some slightly calmer winds, we still are tracking some elevated fire danger conditions. So red flag warnings remain in place for the Kittitas Valley because of dry conditions and gusts near 40 miles per hour through this afternoon. So we still need to be extra fire aware after we did see new fires start yesterday. As we move forward across eastern Washington and North Idaho, we're not going to be as gusty as yesterday, but still breezy. So we need to still be extra fire aware. We don't want any new fires to spark up. And you can see just how more elevated those winds will be toward the central part of the state. So we're going to keep a close eye on this moving forward today still.
Keeping a close eye on it. Still ahead, all new at 8 o'clock. Federal agents shot a man near the Canadian border. The reactions from neighbors as we work to get more information from the FBI. Here's a look at what's coming up on the KREM 2 app later this morning. We will have the latest on the wildfires currently burning across the inland Northwest. You can download the KREM 2 app on your phone or TV and watch for free.
Looks like I just won the lottery, but it's even better. I made a perfect hire with Accurate, and the process was so hassle-free, especially the background check. So if you do the hiring, get Accurate and make your next hire the start of a success story.
why Masataka Yoshida should not be leading off for the Boston Red Sox.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. I'm your host, Gabby Maljanian, and today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The biggest stage in world soccer is here. Let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel